probably check in a little bit later tonight. Still have the fall leaves I put up for the video for the drawing for the oh the fall fest. I just wanted to kind of give everybody a little update. Um, I had every intention of doing the shoebox. If anybody isn't familiar with what we're doing with the shoebox, this tonight. That was the intention. And that didn't happen. I pushed it back till tomorrow at 7. And I know I pushed it back from last night. I had a really bad migraine headache last night, and Alfonso didn't come on, and I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And I decided about 2 o'clock this afternoon to push this back till tomorrow, because Christina came in, or decided to come home after church today, and we had a mission stuff at church and a little get together afterwards, and I just was exhausted. And then she stayed, and so she left. Hi, Kristen. She left about 6 o'clock last night, or 6 o'clock tonight. And I thought, if I go to bed now, I won't go to bed tonight. So I've kind of made myself stay awake, and I am really, really tired. So I thought, I want to be in a really good mood when we do this, and I just wasn't feeling it today. So we are going to do it tomorrow at 7. Now, if you go look at that live, I've put a suggestion list together of things that they say we can put in this box. I have started an Amazon wish list for it. If you all want to look at the suggestions for the girls and the suggestions for the boys, and you see something on Amazon, after you go kind of take a look at what we started for the Amazon wish list for the boxes, or for at least this box, and for hopefully a couple more, you can email it to us and just put the link to the Amazon, whatever you found on Amazon you thought would work in here, and we'll go ahead and add that to the wish list. On top of the fact that we kind of got a message today, let me all first say thank you all from the bottom of our hearts to our community and our family. It's not the message I wanted to get today. It was probably one of the reasons, on top of the fact that I was tired and busy all day, and I had Christina here. I decided to postpone this. Patty recently decided to at least try. I know she had to try the chemo pills, and she had done chemo liquid wise, and after it was terminal, they said, "Well, try the pills, and that may extend everything." She did 2 days with the chemo pills, and couldn't tolerate them anymore. And so the message came today from her saying to my mom, "I've had to stop the chemo pills, and I'm tired. I have no energy for anything. I'm exhausted, and I don't feel like it's going to be too long." So even today when we were sitting at church eating my lunch, I thought about it for a moment, and tears started coming to my eyes, and Josh says, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I just can't talk about it right now because I'm going to start crying." And I just really had a sense of emotion, because I thought it was because of you guys that we got to see her. It was because of you guys that we got that last hug. And I am so, so grateful. So I didn't feel like I had it within me by the time Christina left today and everything. I just thought, I don't have it. I'm just tired. And with Josh's knee acting up the way it has been, there's a lot more that I'm having to do a little bit more of to what my body can do. And please be lifting him up in prayer with his knee. He has to see the doctor, which we're trying to get in, and the orthopedic has to send them for an MRI. And then hopefully they can figure out something, but he's just been in a lot of pain the past week, so it's been hard to watch. Something you love is hurting, it's hard. So between all of those things, I just thought it was better that I postponed this. I hoped that we can fill at least this one box. If we get more stuff, that's great. We'll fill more than one. But I do plan on doing that. Usually we do around the 6th of the month. We go with my mom. We go to the Sam's Club. We're not. And I said to Josh, let's not do that tomorrow. First, Monday. Hi, Braze. How are you? Thank you very much. I did pass your name on to Gail. I just felt like it was just a hard day today. It was just one of those days that I just thought, I don't have it. And I want to be excited when we're doing this, because it's important. I hope we can fill a couple boxes of it. And then that Amazon wish list for these boxes is going to stay up on the channel, so that maybe throughout the year, if anybody wanted to, they can buy something off the wish list and we can have a little stockpile. And then if we maybe can fill 1 or 2 of these boxes this year, then maybe next year we can fill 2 or 3 or 4, and the following year we can fill even more. So I'm hoping to do that. I think I can get the boxes directly from Samaritan's Purse, so I'm going to look into doing that versus going to Hobby Lobby. But right now I just had to snatch them from Hobby Lobby. It was just hard to hear that this morning, and with Patty's text, and one thing we did pray is that she doesn't suffer for very long. You don't want to see someone you love suffer. It was a reality. When Patty left in August, when we spent that week with her, and for those people that don't know, she has stage 4 liver and lung cancer and is terminal and spreading. I said, now we're just going to wait for the shoe to drop. Now we're going to wait for that phone call. And it was one little drop, and that she just dropped a little bit today. It's the first time, as my mom said, that she said, I don't think it's going to be very long. And I just sit there hoping to God. I just keep praying, Lord, just give her maybe one more Christmas with her daughter. Hi, Alfonso. I was going to message you today, and I kept forgetting to make sure you were okay, because I know you didn't do your live yesterday, and I had such a migraine headache. I don't even think I could have done it. I could have been in the chat, but I couldn't have been on. I just thought the shoes just dropped a little bit. And I'm not looking forward to when the phone call comes in, but you were out of town. That's why I figured you were okay, and I was going to message you either today, tomorrow, and just check in, but I had such a bad headache yesterday. I just thought, even if you were on, I don't think I could have been on. Oh, you went up to the mountains. How beautiful. So, we watched a movie and today, and laughed a little bit, but I don't have it. I didn't have it today, and I'm sorry I've kind of pushed that back a couple of days. But I don't want to I'd rather push it back than come on and feel like I just am drained. I normally, hi Mo Love, how are you? I normally do not go to bed before midnight. Oftentimes with fibromyalgia brings lovely insomnia, and I don't normally go to bed before about usually 1 o'clock or even 2 o'clock in the morning. And I think I'm going to be going to bed within the next hour. I'm tired. And then I got to bed last night. Hi, Isabel. I got to bed last night about 2 and 3:30. Hi, Danielle. 3:30, Josh's sugar was crashing, and so he had to wake me up and go get him something to eat, and I got back to sleep. And then we had a wonderful, wonderful missionary from church, or missionary, visited our church. She's a doctor. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. Very, very nice. And then we had a little thing afterwards. So we didn't get back from church. Usually we're back by about 12:30, and we didn't get back till almost 2:30. And then Christina left about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So the news from Patty was not something I think I was ready to hear. And yet I wasn't totally surprised. You know, one thing that she said, because when she was here, she was debating with us. She goes, what do you think I should do with, should I take the pills or not? And I said, Patty, you got to decide when you take them pills. Are you going to be worse off? Is there side effects that you're not going to be able to live with after taking them? And I know she had to take them. She had to try. She had to just see. It was the last ditch effort. Hi, Kentucky, how are you? And she lasted 2 days on him, and then she said, I can't do this. And I don't think she'll get much from the hurricane, but I've got friends up in where the hurricane, now this one's supposed to hit. And guys, I've been through Andrew. I've been through Wilma. Wilma, we were actually, hi Carlos, we were actually in the direct, we had Wilma, guys. And if you are in that or want to keep an eye on your loved ones and the hurricane information, go to Mike's weather page. Great information. We used to listen to him a lot when we were down in living in Florida. And Wilma, when that came through, we were in Coral Springs, and that literally came right over. I came right over my grandparents' house. The first part we were okay. The second part, my grandmother's screening that was over her pool, tornado must have come through because the whole thing just bent within a moment and dropped right in the pool, and we went right in the bedroom, and that's where we stayed the rest of the storm. That was scary. And then Irma was supposed to be a Cat 5, and it was coming right at us, and it did something turn at the very end. And we actually went to a shelter. And my grandmother, who was over in Scotland during the war, hi Gail, how are you? She went over there, and she said to me, she goes, why are we going to a shelter? She said, when I was over in Scotland and the things were falling, she said, you know, and the sirens go off, she said, my mother used to say, God's going to find you wherever you are. So they were never allowed to go because there was bugs and all that kind of stuff. And I said, Nana, there's a Cat 5 coming directly at us. This house is not going to be standing with a Cat 5. We're out of here. And we went to a local shelter for 4 days. And we had 2 diabetics. We had people with medical issues. So we were able to go into a special needs shelter, which they had food and they had cots. And it was wonderfully, wonderfully set up in Florida. But I feel, you know, and there was other storms that hit, but those are the major storms. So Mike's weather page, great guy, great information, tells it like it is. And I've been kind of watching it a little bit because I've got friends that live near St. Augustine and all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of been paying attention to it a little bit. I don't think Patty, where she lives, will get much of it. Thankfully, she'll get some rain and stuff, but she won't get anything. She lives in South Florida. She doesn't live down up by Tampa and everything. So want to keep track. That's a great channel to do so. So on Monday, we'll start again with our Take a Break shout-outs. We've been doing shout-outs as people have been drawing for Fall Fest. Christina was the winner on one. I was the winner on another one. I was the secondary runner-up, but that one, the original one, reached out. I'm so glad. So there's a couple more channels that still have to draw. So I'm kind of paying attention to that. I just moved into Florida in April. Smartest thing I ever did. I just moved from Florida in April. Well, you know what? We moved up to Ohio for the basis because my husband was in, we were in Florida, and except for my aunt, there really wasn't anybody that I felt that if anything happened to any one of us, we have a very tiny family on my side, that I felt I could leave Christina, who even as an adult was dealing with some special needs, that she would not have the support. And so we moved in 2019, and the best place we felt was Cincinnati, where my sister-in-law and her 4 kids live, and my husband's mother and all that. There was just a lot of support. There was support over in Indiana. There was a lot of support. And we were going to have to move out of where we were living anyway and find a house in Florida. And don't fall on the weekend next year. Okay. That's a good idea. And another thing that they should do, and just another suggestion, Gail, is have them, hi Hannah, well, thank you very much. They should do when they're done is go to their video and put the word closed. Because, and I did that, I put it over my thumbnail, and I actually put it on I changed the title and I put closed. And that really helps as you're going through the playlist to see which ones are closed. So just a suggestion is that when they're done, they go back to their original Fall Fest entry video and just put the front of the word closed, and then people can go through that. And that list, High Adventures, the playlist you have going for all the videos that have drawn is very helpful too, I may add, because you get lost in who's drawn, who hasn't drawn, and like one of them, I'm like, I don't think they've drawn, and it kind of gets a little confusing a little bit. But if they put closed and change their title and put closed, then you could go through the original fall list and say, okay, that's closed, I need to check that one. That one's closed, I need to go their channel and go through. But your list that you have of all the people that have drawn have been very helpful too as well. Because I know some people haven't drawn. I don't think Adventures in Gardening has drawn yet. So I'm trying to stay on top of it. And then when they have drawn, I've shared them on our community page so our people can make sure that they double check and everything. But well, have a good night, Kentucky. I appreciate it, Caroline. Anyway, we moved up because of family. We wanted to... No, this was because we did the Fall Fest, and recorded the video, and I haven't taken this down yet. We were supposed to do tomorrow night. We're doing at 7 o'clock. We're going to be filling the shoebox, the Smeritus Purse shoebox, and yeah, they have until Tuesday to draw it. Absolutely. Well, welcome, Kimberly. How are you? Hi, Papa Smurf. We're going to be filling this, and we were going to do it on Saturday, and I was not up to it. And then today, we went to my daughter, or we went to church, and it was a busy day with the missionaries there. We had a little lunch afterwards at the church, and then they talked for a little bit, and then Christina came over, and then my aunt this morning messaged my mom. She has stage 4 liver and lung cancer, and oh, well, I hope I'm praying for you, Adventures in Gardening. I really am. Yeah, it's not my mom, it's my aunt. My aunt has stage 4 liver and lung cancer. It was terminal. Our community came forth and helped to came up and helped help my community, help Patty come up here and have one last visit. And so she had done liquid treatment. And they stopped that because, of course, the cancer is now terminal and spreading. And then she started chemo pills a couple days ago, and she can't tolerate that. And then the message that came through text was, I've had to stop the pills. I don't feel like it's going to be very long now. And so that was a hard thing to hear today. And I just thought I don't have it to do. So I thought, let's postpone the shoebox for tomorrow. I'm really hoping to at least fill this one. And I just, hi sister, how are you? I'm hoping to fill this one. And what I really want to do is every year I want to be able to say we filled 2, and then next year we filled 4. Hi Scratch and Pete, how are you? And the next year we filled 6. And keep growing it. And we'll keep that list up there. We'll keep that wish list up for the shoe boxes all year. And then that way, you guys, if you want to, send something, and it could go in a little stockpile for the shoe boxes. And then this is our community filling these Operation shoe boxes for kids. That, if you think about it, when you open it and there's toothbrushes and combs and blankets, and they just get this huge smile because it's not any fancy stuff. I think I did put a little plush doll on there on the thing. I still have more stuff to do, and if you guys go there and kind of see what I did, like I picked up stuff, pencils and so much. Yeah, absolutely. And some people are, so keep checking them, and I'm trying to keep an eye on them too as well. Because that was it. It's in the description box of the wish list is in the description box for the shoe box. The wish list is in the description for tomorrow, along with the suggestions they have for the girl boxes and the boy boxes. So we need to decide on all that, and we're going to decide on it tomorrow at 7. In the wish list, and we'll be adding more stuff in there. But I tried to do things like, and it really wasn't that expensive if you think about it. Like I did a set of pencils that were like 12 pencils, and you got 8. Well, I know that we're not going to fill 12 of these boxes, but we may end up we may fill 1 or 2 of these, and then we'll put those supplies to next year. And like I picked toothbrushes, and I picked ones that were like a bulk of 6 for like $6. And I put a blanket. They said you could put a blanket. And so I tried to do that, but I need to do more. I need to do more of, I need to do more and add more onto the list. But I just was in no shape tonight, and I thought I'm not going to try to do it. So, I thought, well, I'll wait and I'll do it. Yep, that's tomorrow. And we'll do it. I promise I won't reschedule it again. I just really felt like it just wasn't it. It wasn't in the cards tonight. A side note, we're about 75 watch hours away from 4,000. I can't believe it. I was also going to do a cow relaxing stream. And that's not going to happen tonight. So either it'll happen maybe tomorrow night going into Tuesday. I think that's probably what I'll try to do is get that set up. And I just felt like Reese, Relatable Reese on her channel, she sat there and she said, cows can be so soothing. And I thought, and I actually listened to, I go someplace where I can get free stuff to download and stuff for those streams. And I'm like, what, it is kind of relaxing. So I did find something with cows. So I thought, I'll do that. And then we're going to have fireplaces coming up and the crackling of the fireplace. And we'll have Christmas ones and we'll do that. But I think we'll hit that 4,000 mark. And then next Saturday, we're going to do something called YouTube Chatter. And we're going to do that maybe not every month, but at least every, maybe every other month, just to be able to document our journey, okay? Just to be able to document our journey and how far we've come. Because I can tell you all that I look at the at YouTube very differently now than I did before. I do. And so because of that, I really I look at it differently, and I have a different approach about it, and I see things differently. And I just want to be able to sit down and go through stuff. And I know it's not going to be for everybody, but I really think it's important. I hope you'll join me on Saturday for that. And then we'll go right over to Alfonso's channel. I hope you'll join me and we can sit down and you guys can learn a little bit about what it is like on this side. It is very, you look at YouTube totally different. Totally different. Hi Yoda, totally different when you're on this side. And you see things differently. And I just think it's interesting. And to be able to look at it and understand it a little bit. And maybe it'll help you all when you're looking a little bit at YouTube channels and understanding and everything. It's a much different appreciation. People don't think that this takes a lot. You just turn on the phone and you just start talking. It does. Hi, living your best life. I hope you're back home and you're safe and you've got electricity. I heard that. And so, it comes really down to the connection. That's the most powerful way you can grow a channel is by connection. And hi, loving failure. How are you? It comes down to connection. So I want to just document everything so we know where we've been, where we've kind of come from, what we need, mistakes we've made, things that worked for us, things that didn't work for us, so that, hi, Kimberly, or you already came in, things that worked for us and things that don't. So that's going to be next Saturday. And then I thought I was going to do something too. I'm not someone that knows a lot about, I couldn't hold a candle to Tommy and some of these other people that are talking about Diddy. And I don't want to talk about it in that sense. But I do want to do one this week that talks about the sense of drama. Because there's a lot of YouTube channels that all they have to do is put a picture up on about Diddy and talk about Diddy. And if they're not doing it with good information and really solid information, they're just doing it to get everybody to click in, then we have drama. And I want to do it more on the lines of looking at it from, I think sometimes channels that are just kind of doing what we're doing, we're connecting. Like Loving Failure says, connection is truly this essential element. Look at kids who didn't have a safe connection growing up. Absolutely. When we when there's channels like us that we're just coming together and we're just talking and we're connecting, there's people that come in and those people are awesome. But I don't think they get sometimes the draw and the people to come in to find that wonderful connection. But if you have something where you've got something that has a lot of drama, what happens? And I know for myself, dealing with fibromyalgia, I avoid drama like the plague. And I just thought it would be a good discussion to have from that perspective of it. Why is it so fascinating? It is horrible what happened. It is absolutely horrible, but we're fascinated by it because what happens is that if we can focus on that, then we're not focusing on ourselves or our lives. And I can guarantee you, even though there's not a lot going on, there's drama in our lives to some degree. Like today, with all of the, exactly, when you raise girls, absolutely. You know, you don't want drama in your life or on your channel, but it happens. Like this morning, getting that news about Patty, it wasn't drama, but it was hard. It was difficult, and I think that we're blind to the fact that drama happens in our lives, but how are we handling it? Are we making sure that we're connected with people? Are we dealing with it in a healthy way when it happens? Because stress and drama happens in our lives, and how are we dealing with it? Accurate. We look outside, it distracts ourselves from what's inside. Absolutely. When I am crocheting and I am focused on a project, like I've got one blanket done, I've got two other ones plus some other things I've got to do that I keep putting off, right? The problem is that not a problem. I enjoy watching not in my head. I enjoy watching what is it? I enjoy watching like a series. I decided to watch all of 90210 and watch that entire series because I hadn't seen the whole thing. I've watched Benson, I don't know how many times. I love that one. That's funny. I've watched That Girl. I've watched Hazel. I loved Hazel. There were situations that happened there. And then for some reason I thought, well, Dallas is on. I'm going to watch that. Because I've told the story about the horse and Dallas and everything. I thought I'll watch that one. If you want to talk about Drama City, oh my Lord. I sat there thinking, them people who wrote Dallas must have, I don't know where they got all that. And I mean, unbelievable. I'm going to sit, I think I'm on season 6 or something like that. You can tell how much I've had to be crocheting lately. I've had some blankets that I had to get done. But I'm just thinking drama central. And, it's keeping me occupied because I'm working. It's keeping me focused, right? But I'm sitting there going, it's drama central. It really is. Well, yes. And I will say this. For me, watching Dallas was something. It's taking me this long to watch it, and no wonder people didn't like JR. Ooh, is he a snake? He's a sweet guy in real life, but I no wonder he enjoyed playing that that character. But I just wanted to watch it because my grandmother enjoyed that show. And she would never miss a dime. She would sit there and watch it. And she'd watch it with my dynasty. I was thinking about just seeing if I could, I don't know. I think we'll have to find something funny after this one. But I just sat there and not slanding and all that. But she used to watch Dallas. And she never missed a dime. My grandfather and her, I know who shot JR. I got to that point. If anybody doesn't know who shot JR, I know who did. It was Sue Ellen's sister. That's who shot JR. And but anyway, I just thought it was just interesting. I wanted to watch it because I thought of my grandparents. They used to sit down and they used to watch it every week. And I'm thinking, my mother used to say, and when those season finales would happen, I would think, oh my goodness gracious, they used to have to wait till next season, a good chunk of time before the next season. This one's just rolling from one. I don't have to wait till the next one. But it was just funny. It's like we've loved the series When Calls the Heart, and that's mild compared to Dallas in every way, shape, or form. And we love that series on Hallmark. Absolutely love it. We find meaning in negativity, good negativities, information, our own meaning in life. Absolutely loving failure. Absolutely. I just think I don't want to roll on the Diddy train. Binge watching is fun, especially when you're like these blankets. I'm having to do. I'm having to focus, and I can crochet for hours if I'm doing that. Um, I don't get distracted with 3,000 other things, and then I forget I have to do stuff for this, and I get side focus. But um, I don't want to roll on the Diddy train, but I think that if I did do anything, because it's all over the place, I think I want to do it from that perspective. I want to do it from the perspective of why are we so fascinated by this? It's because it's the drama. Well, why how do we deal with it from a perspective of we're going to have drama and stress in our lives. But how do we deal with it? And deal with it healthy, in a good way, especially when you're dealing with a chronic illness. You have to figure out how to do it. We place ourselves in a story that is our own life. That's an important thing, deciding to take the adventure and be the hero, not the villain who becomes everybody's victim. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. I I'm not, if I have to read a book, it's usually Audible. I find reading absolutely frustrating. And so I don't tend to like to do it for very long. I can't do it for very long. Um, I was probably not diagnosed properly, and I probably have dyslexia. And I spend most of the time just going back and forth trying to read something, going, forget it, and I'm done. And so if I have to read something, it's usually by audio thing. And so I find it better to either binge watch a series or YouTube something or other and focus on the project. I still have at least 5 or 6 blankets I have to get done. I've got one that I've got to finish all that knotting on the side. Okay. Well, if I don't head over there, Kristen, let everybody know, because when I get done here in a few minutes, I'm going to go get myself ready for bed, and I'm probably going to go to bed. I've been trying to stay awake. So, because I thought if I fall asleep at 7 o'clock tonight, I'm never going to get to bed. And we're still on. I told Kristen says she drives by there every once in a while, South Fork. And I said, if you ever can do it and do it live, we'll gladly take a field trip. And we'll go see it. I'd love to be able to see it. My mom mentioned Diddy things, so I looked it up, but I don't get the news. Look up the Lifeboat, Tommy Scoville. He's done a great thing. He did it today on Sean Atwater. Really great. The whole thing's just sad. And yes, the whole thing is sad. Because I think we need to look at Hollywood from a different perspective too. Money does not always money doesn't always equal happiness. It doesn't. And I think that that's very important too. I think that some aspects of Shipford, we were gawked at someone else's tragedy in order to avoid it vicariously. I think it can be a bit obsessive for some people. You have to ask yourself why. Absolutely. I you know, the old saying is, and this is a relative who said this, if you got a package, you got a package, and put your problems in it, and everybody lined up their packages, you better go get your own package, right? Because you at least know what's in it. You don't know what's in somebody else's box. Oh, I hope he's in jail for a long time, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I thought about. I don't have enough knowledge of all the legal stuff and all that to ever throw a video together that it can explain all the legalities and all that kind of stuff. I don't even want to go into that. I want to do it from a perspective of drama. How do we handle drama? There's a way to handle it, be able to handle it healthy, if there is. You're going to have drama. You're going to have stress, but how do you handle it? More importantly, how do you handle it when you're dealing with a chronic illness? You have to think of that. You have to be able to say, when my body is stressed or dealing with drama and stuff happens, I'm going to hurt worse when things just happen. So how am I going to deal with it? I know one person I'm going to go to right away, and that's the Lord. And we were actually in Bible study today talking about, how to kind of deal with things and who do sometimes we run to first. It's not necessarily who we should run to first. We need to run to God. And sometimes we need to stop and not do anything for a little bit and let Him work or let Him direct us where to go instead of just rushing into stuff. The people that are going through all this stuff with the storm and everything and the storm coming, they have stress and drama that has been put on them that they haven't even asked for it. I can't even imagine how they're dealing with it. I can't even begin to imagine. But we can deal with it in a healthy manner. We just have to be able to do that and realize stress is going to happen in this life. And, how are you going to get through it? How are you going to deal with it? Connection's got to be on point as one of the bases to do it and to get through it. But let's not get totally wrapped up in every time you see a video on Diddy or whoever may come up next after that and get wrapped up in there. And also, here's another thing. When we put these people in Hollywood on such a pedestal, when they get knocked down, for some of these kids, especially some of these young people that think they're the bomb.com, right? You heard that saying? With some kind of, something stressful, yes. But when they have them on such a pedestal and then they're knocked down, they've lost a hero. Because I remember when I was watching 90210 a couple months ago and I was crocheting stuff, and I always liked Lou Perry. He was my favorite. And I started learning just a little bit more about him. And he was always very much of a simple person. He was a country boy all the way. He was just a simple little person. And somebody said to him, do you think you were an idol or a hero to some of the kids when they were watching the show? He said, oh, I hope to goodness gracious I wasn't. He said, I was in my 20s. I'm only a hero to 2 people. And those are my kids. That's the only person I'm a hero to. And I think that we've lost the ability for the parents to become heroes and role models for our kids sometimes. We've lost that. And if it can't be if the father's not in the picture or what have you, or then let's have someone else, an aunt or an uncle, step up and become that person. So not only does everybody look up at him and look at his house and the cars and all this kind of stuff, well, do we realize what he was doing behind closed doors? And to me, some kind of arrogance a little bit was there. Well, I won't get caught. I'm too good for that. That didn't stop them from coming to stop him from doing what he's doing. And so, you know, it's a worthy discussion coming from that perspective. I felt like I could handle that part of it, not the part from the logistic point of view, but I think that it's a worthy thing. And I think channels like myself and other channels that are just forming connections, people may come in and go, oh, there's nobody's fixing anything. Nobody's doing this or doing that. But we're doing so much more, guys. We really are on channels like this. I have met such wonderful people. They have become family in this YouTube community. And it is amazing to me. Your friendship to me is priceless. It honest to goodness is. You're helping my mom. You're helping me just to be there. Any monetization goes to my mom. Anything that comes from the merch store goes to her. I'm just getting the connection out of it. And it has been life changing for this girl. And I'm very, very grateful for it. And people may think, oh, nothing's happening in the chat, in that channel. Absolutely it is. It is happening. Because relationships and connections are being made. Alfonso walked in, or came into the chat, and I sat there and said, well, how do we connect? Just by being in a chat that's live. Through just to put it in perspective, Gail. I mean, I met you. Well, no, I found Tuber Chat through Pamsky. She's Pam's Heart. Oh, the originally, I mean. Oh, how did we connect? Okay, I'm getting it. I'm a little tired. We met because, and that's where I was going with this one was, we met because I went into Pam's live. She used to be Pamsky. She's changed it now to something else. Pam's Crafty Heart, I think. And it was because I found, she said, you new channels need to check out Tuber Chat. And that's how I found Tuber Chat. That's how I found you. That's how I found life. And the Piedmont Tina was such a delight. I was so blessed to be on her live. And again, with the cookie connection thing that we're doing, I'll gladly go on anybody's channel and talk about that. And I found Anthony's J All Day Fishing. I found Tuber Chat. I found Scratch and Pete. I found Adventures in Gardening. I found Alfonso through Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, who I found in Tuber Chat. So that is how I found a lot of wonderful people. And another thing that we're somewhat up against, and it's something that I'll talk about a little bit more in detail next week or on Saturday, is the name. Because there was a point where I said to Mom, maybe we need to change the name. And I thought, no, I'm not going to change it. Because I want people to hopefully start doing something when they're doing their YouTube. Exploring, right? Don't just look at a channel and say, oh, it has crochet in it, I don't crochet. Go check it out. They may just do crochet videos, but they may do other things too as well. So you never know what you're going to find in a channel if you don't do a little bit of exploring. Oh, that'll be awesome. If you want to come on my channel one time and talk about the Pinecone Fest, Gail, I'll gladly have you. Anytime you want to come on, you just message me. Yep. And that brings up another point, Darcy. I hope I said that right. Is when you are dealing with chronic pain, there are some times where you cannot go outside the house. You're too tired for it. And I know that sounds really kind of like, you got to be kidding me. But it's true. If you're caretaking for an adult, or someone in your household, if you're taking care of a special needs child. I wish I'd had this when I was raising Christina, because it would have been so helpful. Because by the time I went to work, by the time I came home, by the time I did everything, I was too tired to go out and socialize. And if I'm really having a trouble and I'm hurting that day because of the fibromyalgia, I usually have to wear a lot of soft clothing, because even clothing will hurt my skin. I know that sounds really weird to have. Even this is a very soft. These I love them. Get them at Kohl's. So soft, and they have to be very soft, because sometimes just the texture of the clothing to my skin can hurt. And so if I'm having one of those days, this girl ain't going anywhere. I'm not. I'm wearing very loose, soft clothing because it's the only thing I can stand. Then I'm not connecting with anybody. I'm not making any friends. And when I do that, I feel better. And you simply, you connect by simply saying hello. There was the lady who was at our church today. She was a missionary, and I think we forget the benefit of smiling. I think we do. I honestly think we do. Smiling at somebody. Genuine smiling. She said that she was a doctor, and they had a hospital, and so they had different kind of floors. And so the glasses were up here, and this was here, and trauma was here, and all this kind of stuff. And she said they had people pinpointed all the way around where different checkpoints were. They had somebody just sit there. You know what they did? They smiled. They said hello, they smiled at the people, and every time and they said, you know what? People compliment. Oh, I'm so sorry, Darcy. People commented tremendously how much just a simple smile made their day. They actually had people that came to Christ in much larger numbers. But they said they have people that, we can't believe it. Every time we're going to a different checkpoint, somebody's there with just a warm smile and a hello. I think we forget the importance of the smile. My daughter's song is When I See You Smile by Bad English. That's her song. And when my daughter got married, they had a DJ, and they played a lot of just country. Hi, Teresa. A lot of country music. Very soft country music. You hardly hear it in the background. There was no dancing or anything, very much of anything of that. That was fine. That was their wedding. And but I did play that song. I said, this is Christina's song. Because if you listen to that song, it says, about smiling. All I needed to do some days when I was going through a divorce, things were really hard, especially when she was a baby. And all I had to do was look at her smile. And today still, when my daughter smiles, man, the whole world can just disappear. I know I can get through about anything just by seeing her smile. And I thought that was so fascinating, that to say, you know what, all we need to do is just hear somebody smile, right? Just hear somebody smile. Or not hear, but see somebody smile. I'm getting tired, guys. See somebody smile. And it changes your whole world. Somebody can have a really not so good day. Think about that in your interactions throughout the day. Maybe a cashier. I've been there in customer service. Give them a little smile. When we go through a drive-through, and the drive-through lady is just really smiling and just happy-go-lucky, you know what I say to her? Oh, just keep it up. I love to see it. It shows. It changes the whole thing when we start doing that. When we're smiling. Even when we're having a really hard day. And today was hard. I can guarantee it. It was hard for me. And I don't know how long my aunt has. I don't know if she's going to make it next month, whether she's going to be gone in a couple weeks. I don't know. I don't want her to suffer. I don't want her to suffer. And I said that today. I said, Lord, you do your will. You take her home when you're ready, but do not have her suffer. And I know my aunt too as well. She wouldn't want that. But I can say thank you all from the bottom of my heart for the community coming together in the way that they did. Because of you, I got that last hug. My family got that last hug. We had those memories that we will treasure for the lifetime with her. And she knows who her Savior is, and I'm very, very grateful. I hear that about clothes. Sometimes I don't want anything touching my skin. It hurts about it. Absolutely. Yep. I get this one. I got another one too, from Kohl's, and I usually get them in the clearance rack. And I don't know who, I'll have to look up who does them. They're so soft. They're very lightweight. Um, and usually I've got two of these, and I said, anybody wants to get any more for Christmas, I will. They're just so soft. And they're very comfortable. And we came back from church today, so I've got to wear something soft. It has to be soft. It has to be lightweight. It can't be anything that's scratchy, anything scratchy, but it's got to be soft because people don't realize when you're dealing with fibromyalgia, it could very well be that you can't take the clothes on your skin. You can't tolerate it. Us girls know what we have to wear when we go outside. You can't wear those things either because they hurt too bad. And you have those days. And so you have to do what you need to do. But guys, don't forget the value of connection. And I don't think we've scratched the surface on it. I really don't. I just don't think that we've scratched the surface. I don't think we've done it. I think we could do a lot more. And I thought about it today as I was thinking about some stuff, and I thought this channel is going to do some good. We're going to do good amongst. We're going to do the main goal of this channel, which is connection. Connection. I'm going to ring it till I know I can't ring. I can't breathe anymore. It's connection. That's number one, absolutely. And the next thing is making sure that we give back. We give back to doing things like the Samaritan's Purse box and doing things through like the cookie connection and doing things through other means. One thing that my mom and we were in line the other day, about a week or two ago, and there was a lady there, and she had to put a couple things back. We've all been there. We've all done that. I said to my mom, when we can, as this channel does grow, I'd like to be able to put a little bit in, my mom said, I'd like to have a little bit in my pocket, in my purse, and you have a little bit. And then if we see something like that, we could just take out like a $10 bill and say, here you go, with a little card on it saying, this is from the Blessed to Crochet community. Please know you're cared about, and put our channel on there for connection. They never have to come in and say thank you, but it would be that connection if they felt they needed to. But we'd love to be able to do that and give back in ways. Yeah, I guarantee, I 100% agree. But there's days where, as a fibromyalgia patient, I can't tolerate it. I just can't. It'll drive me nuts. I can't do it. But it's hard. It's sometimes hard for people to understand that you can't touch. You can't tolerate much of any. You have to be careful of the clothing you put on, because if you're having one of them days, yeah, it'll affect that. But I thought that was a great idea. She said, I'm hoping to be able to do that. We'd like to be able to have a little bit set aside so that channels like Gail's channel, channels like The Lifeboat, channels like Relatable Reese, channels like, other channels that have been there to support us, Pup Groomer and all those other people, Chow Yun Smut's channel and all that, we can be able to go in and be able to have a little fun put aside for being able to gift memberships. I think gifting memberships is one of the best ways. I prefer doing that over a super chat. Now, you can do a super chat if you want your comment read and the chat's really flying. That's different. But I think if you're trying to help out a channel and you want to give, one of the best ways you can do that is through memberships. Because what that does for a channel is when you gift a membership, or you gift several, then the person that's gifted gets an email saying, you were gifted a membership to this so-and-so channel. And they'll go, oh, I haven't been to that channel for a while. I need to go check them out if they haven't been there. And then that allows them to come back in and do that, have that. Now, tomorrow night, I don't normally announce this, but I am going to. YouTube allows us to do 10 free memberships a month. And we do that on the second and fourth week of the month. Usually I don't tell anybody when it's going to happen. I will do it tomorrow night because of what we're doing with the shoe boxes, so I will give back. So it will happen tomorrow night. Yeah. This channel, well, we try. I there's little ways that I think that, to me, if you have a YouTube channel, and I think it's important, at least from my perspective, to be able to find ways of giving back. And not only that, if you can help your community that you have established in there to be able to help you be able to do things, of giving back, like depending on how many cookie recipes we have, to be able to put that into some kind of cookbook that we can put on for anybody that would like to download it and have all the cookie recipes from 2024. And then we can take those, whatever's gathered from that, and be able to give a little bit to the Gary Sinise Foundation, and then give a little bit to Gail's ministry, which is the Broken Hearts Ministry, and say, here, Gail, here's a donation, get what you need. To me, that keeps it within the YouTube community. But we're doing something, we're showing what YouTube has the capability of doing. It's not just about the money that comes in to help the content creator or the channel itself. It's about giving back. It's about paying it forward. It has to be a part of that. To me, that's a part of growth. That's also a part of, if we want to be blessed, we needed to pay it forward. That's my way of looking at it. And I think that there's great potential in doing that. And I know for myself throughout my life, when I was a single mother, our church had the angel tree. That was a godsend every year for me as a single mother. There's been enough blessings in my personal life that when those things would happen, they meant the world. When my dad and mom moved into the place we had in South Florida, where we were next door to each other and we were able to help as he got the early stages of dementia, we didn't have the funds to paint the whole place. Well, because my dad was a veteran, we were able to get a donation from Home Depot with all the paint needed to paint his entire house. It was just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath little place. But still, it was somebody, blessing us. I've been in line a time or two, and I didn't have enough money to pay. And somebody said, here, I'll pay for the rest of her groceries. I remember being at Cracker Barrel one time. Now, I'm going to say this with all the grace in the world. Christina wanted this toy, and I truly didn't have enough money for the toy. But it was also a very noisy toy, and I didn't want it either because it was noisy. And there was this sweet gentleman who I said, Christina, I don't have the money for this toy right now. And he said, would you allow me to buy her the toy? What was I couldn't say. I had to say yes. I said, sir, you don't have to. And his wife said no, and he's determined to do something. He not only picked up that toy, but he took our bill from Cracker Barrel, because it's all we had the money for was just to go to Cracker Barrel and have dinner and pay our meal ticket at dinner. And I thought, it was so sweet. And I'm thinking, it's just little stuff. But if it's something that we can do, and then I can come back to you guys and say, you know what, I was in line today, or my mom was in line today, and somebody just needed a little bit of something, and we were able to give them $10 or $20 from our little stash we have going from this channel, and be able to say, here you go. It all goes back to that story I told you about Elvis, the one with the little wooden scooter thing, and he brought the lady a wheelchair. She had no legs, and he bought her a wheelchair and came in and gave it to her and gave the husband money. But when he walked out and the bodyguard said to Elvis, I don't think she knew who you were, the whole point, he turned to him and said, well, I'm knocking on that door. I'm going to let her know it was Elvis Presley. He said to his bodyguard, it didn't matter who I was. I just wanted her to know that someone cared. And that's all we wanted people to know. And it could be life-changing for that one person. You never know. I usually keep a crochet fidget or an animal in my purse, and I give them to the kids, and I see them. Very fun. That's awesome. That's awesome. But, there's things you can do that don't take a lot, but it's just going back. It's probably one of my favorite stories about Elvis, because it really showed who he was. Doesn't matter who I am. She just knows somebody cared enough to do something for her. And I thought that was, I still get chills a little bit with that story. And there's been countless times in my life where somebody has done something that has just said, we care. You guys you guys have been there when I was talking about my aunt. People came beside us because she didn't have the $414 to come see her family for the last time. You guys made it happen. Because there's her money was tight being a cancer patient. You all made it happen. That to me was a priceless week, because a lot of people showed up and said, we care about your family. And I think we forget about that. I really do. The power of what YouTube can do. Guys, it's been life-changing for me. I'm not the same person I was last year. No joke. I'm very grateful for it, because I have met people that I consider family. That if I needed them, they'd be on that phone and they'd have it. And it's just been wonderful, and I'm very, very grateful. So I appreciate everybody's understanding. I know I scheduled this thing for yesterday, and I know I scheduled it for today, and I pushed it back, and I appreciate tremendously your patience. But we will for sure get this box done. And maybe I'll try to find something beside fall leaves. Well, I thank you, Gail, for stopping on in. I'm going to head off to bed, too. It's about 10:30. I've been on here longer than I thought, but I thought it was a very good discussion. And like I said, I thought I'd pop on. I wasn't going to do a bunch of stuff, but I thought I'd pop on and see and let you all know what went on today a little bit so you could understand a little bit of kind of why I kind of postponed it. I think you can understand. Hopefully you can. And know that it wasn't, believe me, it was because I was, it was just, it was a good day, but it was a rough day. So, like I said, I don't normally head to bed before about 1 o'clock in the morning, but this girl is going to be off to bed very shortly. I want to do something with, I have a blanket going. I don't quite know why it's not working out, at least the row. I want to figure out what's going on. So I may try to do that. But I think the best thing for me to be is to go to sleep. And another thing that I want to talk about too coming up is about scheduling. There's got to be a better way to schedule. You've got stuff you got to get done. I know for myself, I have a very good habit. Oh, well, I'll crochet. And then I get lost in the crochet. And I realize this has got to get done. So how is there an easy way to be able to get scheduled without... There has to be. There has to be a way to do it. And I just have to sit down and do some research on it. But I will. So we can come up with how do you schedule. I think more importantly is how you schedule to get things done when you're dealing with a chronic illness, which is almost it's a two-edged sword to some degree, because it's like, well, you schedule this, and then what happens if you have a migraine that comes up? Then that has to be pushed off. So there has to be a way to do it, dealing with a chronic illness, and I think I want to have that discussion. So, and I am going to go ahead just real quick, and we are probably going to start this challenge for me. I know December, guys, is a wonderful time of year, but for some people it can be hard. So we are going to try very hard to at least do a live every day in December. And I'm going to pre-schedule them now so that you see us popping on almost every day in some form or fashion. And I may have to adjust times, but I'm probably going to just put them up for 7 o'clock all the way through. And hopefully by then, too, we'll be monetized. That'll be great. We're not far from it. So thank you all for hopping on, but I thought I'm probably going to go ahead and schedule them. And then in December, like if I schedule one for 7, but I know I'm not going to be able to come on at 7, but I'll be able to come on at 2, then I can kind of jostle them around a little bit. But then if you guys need the connection in December, we're all there for each other, because nobody needs to suffer in silence, right? We're not here for that. We're here to come together and help each other. Alrighty. So I don't have Scott to do an intro or an outro. So just remember, stay connected, y'all. It really does make a huge difference. Remember, we got you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. Keep Patty, please, in your prayers. I just ask of that. I do not want her to suffer. I want her to enjoy what time she has for however long God has her here. But thank you all tremendously from the bottom of our hearts for helping us making that one last tug happen. It was even more impactful today of how important that was. And it was even more impactful that we didn't wait, because she would be in no shape to come now. She came exactly when God said the timing is right, and that was back in August. So I really want to thank you all for that. And I am still figuring this out in this noggin of mine of how I'm going to get the design done, but we will have merch on this, and it's going to be, so be proud of being yourself, because everyone else is taken. God made you exactly who you're supposed to be, so remember that. And I know we're a little behind on Saturday reflection. This is part of that scheduling thing I need to work out. Saturday reflection quote Saturday. So I know we're behind. I'm going to sit down either tomorrow or Tuesday, and I will get all of them loaded up so that we can be caught up to date and then get some more in the can, as they say. We'll get that done and get those all up to date. And that got a little just delayed, but we'll get it done, and I will get that up probably. Oh, love Toy Pup. I love that. How are you? Welcome in. I will get that up and running on. I will get that up, and then that'll come out next Saturday, and then I will get some more lined up. And we're gonna talk Tuesday is gonna be Devotion Tuesday, and we're gonna talk about I think, which is a great topic too. The thing is gonna be about it is well with my soul. I'm going to do a devotion on that specific song. If you know the history behind that song, very powerful song that he was able to write those words with that kind of grief that he had to experience and still be able to say to the Lord, it is well with my soul. So look out for that on Tuesday. I will put that up. So have a great night, everybody. Stay connected. Thank you for having us covered. We've got you covered. And again, be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. Love you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.